Hi everyone, here is our video on our new animal assignment. I already have my images pulled up. I went ahead and we're going to have this monkey right here as a little tip or trick or hint. When you're doing a Google image search, if you want to come over here to Tools, click on Size and Filter by Large, you'll end up with images that are all usually a minimum of, oops, let's check this one out here. A minimum of like this one's 1,000 pixels, 1,200 pixels, all larger size images. Like this one right here is 3,000 pixels wide. All right, so I already have my images selected. I have a monkey and a frog, and I have them both in Pixlr already. So we're going to go ahead and start. I'm going to take the frog head and we're going to put it onto the monkey. So I first have to cut out this monkey. Sorry, got to cut out this frog. So as always, I'm going to go right click on the layers, duplicate, turn the bottom one off, and I'm going to go ahead and cut out this frog. All right, so let's go to our cutout, our scissors cutout, or a clipping mask, I like to call it. And this one, since we have a white background on this, I'm going to start off by using the magic mask, and I'm on remove. So again, I'm on my cutout scissors or clipping mask, I like to call it, magic mask, and remove, only because this is a solid white background. And let me just single click, boom. And this does a pretty good cutout actually. But I only need the head. I don't need the rest of this frog's body. So I'm going to switch over to the brush mode where I can draw mask, stay on remove, and I'm going to leave it on a slightly blurry, slightly soft brush, okay? Softness, actually, I'm going to turn it up just a little bit more. And what I'm going to do is, since I'm on remove, I'm going to increase my brush size by clicking the period and make that bigger. And I'm going to paint on the rest of this frog body that I'm going to get rid of. Now, the reason I chose this soft brush is because I might need to blend this frog's neck. We'll see when we get over to the monkey. So there we go. I'm going to keep brushing. So there I'm going to come back with a hard brush here in a moment. Now let me make it a little bigger. Period. Clicking. Let's make that bigger. Save some time. Should even go bigger. There we go. Just brush this out. All right. I have all the pixels. I'm going to zoom in. Control plus on my keyboard. Actually, I could still see some of this. Let's go and change this to a hard brush. I need to do that anyways. Take the softness, turn it all the way down, come back, and let's just click. There's too much. The soft brushes leave that fade, that taper. So, and if you leave extra pixels, it's going to cause us some trouble a little bit later. So I got to make sure all these pixels on the outside are gone. All right. That's all gone. And let's go ahead and zoom in. And I am going to get rid of, let's decrease by hitting the comma, right? Period and comma right next to each other on the keyboard. And I'm still on remove, right? Up here, remove from mask, comma, and I'm going to click right here in the corner of this neck, and now I can increase a little bit more. We're gonna kind of make this so this is a hard cut right here versus the soft brush fade on the neck, all right? I'm going to make this smaller to fit right in the kind of corner of the jawline and neck of this frog. If you want, kind of helps a little bit trick. The bigger the brush, usually the smoother cut also. I'm not going to be able to use that big of a brush. All right, so there we go. Now, what I'm going to do is I don't want the rest. You'll see later, I only want this part of it. I don't need this whole box right here. That's going to help when I need to resize it or rotate and do other stuff. So actually, I'm still on my cutting tool. I'm going to come up here to the three dots, and I'm actually going to extract mask as layer. Oh, no, I don't want to do that just yet. Sorry. No, because then I can't bring these pixels back. So let's just leave like this for now. Sorry about that. I'm going to go to my black arrow, my move tool. I'm going to go Control C, copy. Let's come back over here to our monkey, and let's go ahead and paste it. Control V. All right. So this is where it's going to get a little tricky. We're going to have some fun with this one. Now, actually, for the time being, I'm going to bring back more of this frog head. Sorry, I'm going to finish what I was doing. Go back to my scissors. Let's go to my scissors, my draw, and I'm going to click on Add to Mask. And I'm going to, well, I'll figure this later. I'm just going to bring, so remember when it paints in green, it brings the image back, right? So it brings back part of this. frog's neck. All right, now I have a little bit too much, but I'm not going to worry about that. Now I am going to do what I just said. Sorry, I'm going back and forth. But on this layer, I'm going to right click and extract mask as layer. So it's going to take this mask and just make it its own layer. All right. Now what that does is, I don't know if you can see this. Well, you can. The blue line, it's only around the pixels. If I didn't do this, this blue line, watch, let me zoom out. Let me come back to this one. See how this bounding box is much larger? And sometimes you have to zoom out, so you could do like the little rotate button right here. Okay, so I'm going to, let's clean this up real quick. I'm going to right click and rename these. Double click. This is going to be called Monkey Original. This is going to be watch, come here, Control A. That selects all, and I'm going to go frog. Keep your layers clean, and I'm going to call this frog head. Oops. Frog head 1. I might have different copies because I'm going to be trying different stuff, and I'm going to close this history so I can see all my layers. All right. So this frog original, let's go and turn it off. Now I'm just dealing with this one. But again, I must have had a pixel over here. See how this box? So the bounding box goes around the frog, but it comes there's some pixel over here that I must have missed. But it's not that big of a deal because the box is only a little bit over right here. So I'm okay with this. Let's turn this back on. Now we're going to figure out how we're going to arrange our frog head. Obviously, we're going to make it a little smaller, but I think we're also going to want to rotate it a little bit. All right, so I'm going to keep closing these ads. Since I'm going to rotate this a little bit. But to get it just right, let's go ahead and reduce the opacity. Right-click on the layer, right-click, click on transparency. And then we can kind of see the frog head behind it. All right, I'm sorry, the monkey. Let me go a little bit more. Right-click, transparency. Now let me turn it up just a little bit. All right. And where are we going to want to place this? I'm going to rotate this a little bit more. Oops. Let's rotate, and let's go. And don't worry about if it's a little bit too small and we see monkey. We're gonna be able to. I'm more worried about the neck, getting this neck right. Okay, I think maybe a little bit smaller. The neck is where we're gonna have to get them to match up. And let's rotate a little bit more. Maybe too much. Well, for the video. And let's go a little bit smaller. Let's try this. I'm just gonna go with this. All right. So let's come back here to the frog head. You can either right click or click on the dots and bring the transparency back up. All right. So that's where we're gonna put this frog head for now. We'll try it. But as you can see, we still have this monkey showing. So what I need to do is we need to get rid of a lot of this monkey. We're going to go back to the clone stamp assignment. And on this monkey original, I'm going to right click and duplicate. Always a bunch of duplicates. Turn off the original one. Right click, rename this one. I'm going to call it monkey edit 1 in case we have another one. And this is where we're going to clone stamp, all right? Now, this is kind of a nice, easy background. Look at this, just kind of this gray, blue, brown background. So let's review our clone stamp right here, which is just this stamp, clone. And when you first click on it, it allows us to, that is our target, right? When it has the little target symbol. And I'm going to target, let's say, just this area. Now it turns into my clone stamp, but let me increase the size. And I do have it a little bit on a soft brush also. That blends a little bit better. Let me turn the softness up. Blends a little bit better. And when you do the clone stamp, again, look what layer. I'm on the monkey layer. So it doesn't matter if I'm going to be painting over the frog head, because when I do the clone stamp, it's only going to do the layer that I'm on. Okay. So as you can see, it's not really, it's sort of like erasing. No, it's not. It's just covering it up with the background. I'm going to set the clone stamp again by holding Shift. Hold Shift, turns into the target, and it allows me to just kind of basically copy the background. But again, I'm going to do a bunch of different stamps, so it's not the same clone stamp in the whole area. It starts to look fake when it's too uniform. You got to kind of mix it up a little bit. And I'm going to have to fix this. All right. Okay, I got an idea. Let me turn the frog head off now. Oh, sorry, monkey. That's not looking so good, buddy. So hold shift. I'm actually going to increase my clone stamp. Let's try this. And see how it's starting to get like too much gray in that area? So now let's come back over here and set it again, shift. And I'm going to, now I'm going to, nope, that too much. Sometimes you got to click and release, but now I have these different colors over here. So now I'm going to, nope, that kind of gave a line in there. Let's go shift and here. Now, also another technique would be to lower the opacity of your clone stamp. Let me turn it down. So it's going to be a clone stamp, but not as much strength. Let's say, so I'm going to hold shift, grab this, and kind of stamp it there slightly. There we go. That's a little better. Hold shift, grab this, and there. Okay, I think for the sake of the video, we got it close enough, the background. Now let's turn our frog on. All right, now how are we going to get this to blend in? This is going to be a little bit tricky. Let's go and zoom in, Control plus, Control plus. I think what I'm going to do on this one is, let's start by, I'm going to come back and make sure I'm in the right layer. I'm going to go back to my cutout clipping mask. And I'm going to go to my brush, remove from mask, and let's see how this looks with, if I just kind of remove this part where this monkey necklace is, right? Or this monkey collar. And let's switch it to add. I cut off a little bit too much. So I'm going to, okay. And what we got to do now, I'm going to start blending this a little bit, I think. Let me go to remove. I don't necessarily, this is still a little bit, let me look at that necklace. Check this out. Oh, it kind of fades in right there. So yeah, that's good enough because it fades away already. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fade the bottom of this frog head into the monkey. So I'm on my cutout, go to my brush, but I'm going to turn it into a soft brush, turn way up the softness, but I'm also going to turn down the opacity a ton, okay? So that's going to, so this is our mask. It's just covering. We're not deleting, but I'm going to start to slightly, so again, let me oops, wait a minute. Is this changing the wrong one? There's my opacity. I'm going to increase the brush side here's the brush with the comma and the period. Let me double check this. Cutting mask, brush, remove, opacity's turned down, and it's a soft brush. Now watch this. It's going to allow me to, I'm going to softly start to remove. Actually, I think my opacity is too low. Let's go up a little bit, 58. It's going to start to softly remove, blend in this bottom of, actually, this is not working so well. Let's turn the opacity up more. Okay, and then so I'm going to start to blend that edge. So now you can see that frog is now, let's turn this off and show you what I'm doing. So you see this nice fade right here? Actually, let's work on this a little bit. I'm going to blend all this. So I'm softly removing that. Now, if I want to come back, if I remove too much, I just switch it to add, and it brings it right back. I'm bringing it back to the mask. Control Z. Now this is where I want to turn down the opacity and bring back just little by little. I'm going to bring back this frog's. Nope, that was too low. Let's bring back a little bit right there. Okay, so there's a nice fade. This is a hard edge right here, and this is a soft edge. All right. And not so bad. Now we just got to work on our colors a little bit. All right, now let's go back to our monkey edit. Now this is the monkey edit that on this one, we removed the head. We already did that once. I'm going to make some big changes right here. So just to be safe, just so I don't make a change that I don't like, I'm going to, again, duplicate this layer again, turn off the old one, and let's rename it, right-click, instead of monkey edit 1. Let's call it monkey edit 2. And this is the one where I'm going to start doing some color edits. Oops, sorry, turn this one off, go back to my new one. All right, so first thing I would try is, let's try the color replace. Now, before I go to color replace, I'm going to pick the color I want. So go to your eyedropper, and it allows you to pick whatever, any color, okay? If you want like this red in the eye, the black, I'm gonna go for this green, right? Now on this green, so I have green selected. As you can see, there's green right here. Go to my color replace and click right here in this blue area of this monkey chest. You click, and once you click, you don't want to stop. We're just going to click try to just color over this chest area. Now, as you can see, this color replace does not work well on black and white. It only works when you have kind of some color image. So this sort of working, but not the effect that I'm really looking for. All right, I got some green in there. We're gonna have to try something else. What we could do is, if we want to Control Z that, oops, I think I might have started and stopped. So hold on, let's double check this. There's the first one. There's the second one. Check that out. There's that. So the original, that's that. Not real happy with this one. If you want Monkey Edit 2, I'm gonna call this, I'm just gonna put CR. This is the one that I did color replace on, but I'm gonna try a different method. Let's go ahead, turn that one off, come back to my original edit, and let's duplicate it again. And I'm going to rename this Monkey Edit 3. And just to keep my layers cleaned up, I'm gonna put this one above it, all right? It doesn't really matter, but let's turn off Edit 1. So now I just have two layers open, my new edit and my frog head. And on this layer, why don't we try, another one you guys might want to try on yours is we could go to hue and saturation. But this is actually going to change the hue of the whole image. So let's see if it comes out with a good option. I think we can do better than this using some other tools. So let's go ahead and click cancel. On this one, I'm actually going to go to another one. Now this one, we might need to add a layer mask to, but let's try this one. Let's go to adjustments. We go to color lookup, and let's try this color lookup and see what this does. Now again, this also does the whole image. So if you want to change the color lookup, you could click down here on these. This is the whole image, but we could fix it later. I'm going to start with this first one. Now for the colors though, I'm going to go to this first color, and let's, if I want to change the color, you got to click on color and come over here to the green. And let's go a deeper green. You could always move anywhere in this box, in the color picker box right here. Let's go to the deep green, click OK. And then I'm going to go to the second color right here. And I'm going to go with the light part. Second color, click here. Then this box for color. Come back here. I'm going to grab this color of the mouth. And let's click OK. Now, right now I'm ignoring the background, but for the body of this, I don't know if I'm real happy with the way this blends to the frog head. So I'm actually going to cancel that. Let's try something else. I'm going to add a layer on this one. Let's watch this. Here's another little trick. So this is the layer of the monkey. I'm going to add an empty layer. And on this empty layer, I'm just going to paint in green, okay? Just completely paint in green all over this monkey. Let me turn it, let's check my brush. The opacity is turned up. It is a soft brush, about right. And I'm going to paint, sorry, ad spite. Let's go ahead and just paint. Now this gets a little tricky because I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, but let's just kind of paint over the whole area of this monkey. Now you probably want to come back and fix, we might need to come back and do it with we'll figure it out. Let's come back. I'm going to go to a smaller brush to fit this corner of the monkey. All right. And let's paint all this. We'll fix that part later. We'll fix the necklace in a moment. All right. So there we go. We got this new layer. Now this layer right here, I'm just going to right click. Let's call this, oops, what happened here? Double click, Control A. Why is that stops? Okay. Boy, that's not working right. Okay, green. Now what I'm going to do on this one is go to layer blend mode. And I'm just gonna first click on the very first one, which is multiply, and then hit the down arrow and kind of go through. Oh, hey, that might be it right there. Let's check. Let's go through all of the layer blend modes and see what we can get. What's going to be the closest? I don't know. Color. Just added that nice green color to our monkey. So we have the two options. What do we have? We are on. Where is it? Where are you? Color. Color. And the next one was, the other one was it screen? No. Overlay. Now, here, let's do this. I'm gonna leave this one on overlay. Hey, here's the favorite trick. Right click, duplicate. On this one, I'm going to go to right click, overlay, change it to color. And there we go. And let's just check this. So this one's on color. Let's turn these off, see which one we like. This is the one that has the overlay. This is the one that's color. And you decide what you like best. Let me turn them both off. Let's look at the original. There's color. There's overlay. I think I like this one. All right. So I'm going to turn this one off. I could call this, for the sake, I'd call this like green 1, green 2. Now I want to blend. Let's see. Now, there's a couple things I can do. I want a little bit more of this neck to blend down. But so far, so good. Let's see what we can do with this. I'm going to make a copy of this one. Let's go right click, duplicate. And on this one, let's rename it. I'm going to rename this neck. All right. Now, what I'm going to do with this one, let's go to my arrow and let's move this over here. What I'm going to try to do, let's see what we have. We still have this as a clipping mask. So I'm going to uncover all that we can. So go to my scissors, go to add to mask, and oops, I got to go to my brush, add. I'm going to turn it into a hard, take the softness all the way down. So it turns into a hard brush. And let's, small. And let's see how much neck we have. Okay. It kind of turns away, it goes into, that's where we had to cut off. I kind of like this like a scaly pattern right here. So watch this. Let's delete some of this. So remember, this is a copy. I have the head. On this one, I'm going to go to remove from mask, and I'm going to cover up all this. I just want these scales. So I'm basically just going to, I made it, my opacity's turned down. Wait, turn the opacity up. Let's cover it all up completely. And let's see what we can do to, now I'm going to bring these scales over to here. Now I want, see, because this monkey I don't know, I want to blend this more. So let's see how we can do on this. So I'm going to decrease the size of this just a little bit. I'm going to rotate it. Now I'm probably going to need to get rid of that dark dot though, because that really gives it away, that repeating dot, this green spot. Let's try this. So come back over here. Now, again, this is still a clipping mask. Let's go back to our cutout tool. Let's go to brush. Let's go to remove. Now I'm going to turn it into a soft brush. And let's see if we can kind of blend it in, if it will blend more. So we could increase the neck size. So I'm softly covering this. And now I'm going to decrease the opacity because I'm going to blend this top part. So this top part of it, let's turn everything off. So again, cut out, brush, remove, soft brush, lower opacity. And this is going to kind of just blend this top edge a little bit. See how it's kind of faded right there? All right, let's check this out. I think I removed too much. So let's go back to add. Let's come back in here. It's kind of bringing some of that back. Now, I don't know if this was actually necessary. Nope, I don't need the original. I do need the green. No, wait, which green did I? Oh, nothing's working because layer blend mode only works when you have something behind it. All right, I'm still not happy with this transition right here. Maybe we would have to add fur. We could make copy of the fur and add it on top, but this is just up to you on how in depth you want to get this. A suggestion I would also say is once you're happy with a layer, rename it like final. Like I'm pretty sure I've got my layers. Let's see. Does that actually? Maybe that's just it. I think it looks a bit yeah. So sometimes you get ideas and you try layers and you try things. Like I thought it looked better with a bigger neck, but no, I don't. I don't think that's any better. So we're gonna leave that off. So if you want to, again, just in case, I don't delete layers. I'm just gonna put neck no. Nope. And then the frog head is the one we want. Frog head, if you want. I like this one, so if you want to call it like frog head 1, call it final, like you do want that layer. We got the green copy. We determined that this green was better than this green, I think. Yes, I'm still happy. And sometimes take a break. Like go work on something else, then come back to it, and then look at it again. Do we still like this mode or this layer blend mode? And I still think this one. And the monkey is the monkey edit. All right, so those are all layers. Oh, let's get rid of this. The necklace shouldn't be green. So this is our green copy. So what we're gonna do is we are not gonna do this by deleting. So remember, we just painted in green, right? So, but we want to, this green layer is over the monkey layer. So let's go to it. Let's add a clipping mask. Let's add this clip, brush, remove, hard brush, and full opacity. All right, and decrease brush. Now, oh, this is kind of a nice oval, so I'll get my brush size to match. Try to match this. Now, as you can see, this is going through and remove. It's like masking, right? We're just removing it from the mask, and we're going to come through and just paint. So this is how we cover or uncover something, right? And this is a little bit tricky. Photoshop does have better tools for doing better masks. But as you can see, there we go, because I don't want this part to be green. So to do this correctly, I would need to go through and unmask all of this. Wait, I need to go to like, not an 11. Let's highlight this and let's go to like a 7. I'm not getting the right one with my comma and my period. And you'd want to remove this. So removing this from the green, right? So again, I'm on my green copy, but the green is what's covering the monkey body to make it green, but this shouldn't be for this necklace. So this is horrible, but you don't need to, but remember the nice thing about masks is the nice thing about masks is about cover and uncover. There I remove from mask, but I'm gonna come back to add to mask and just bring it right back, the parts that I shouldn't have, right? And this brings this. All right. Kind of happy with that. Still got a little bit of work right here to do, but you don't need to watch that. All right. Well, hope that helps you in some of your parts. Come up with something creative. But remember, using this project uses a lot of the techniques we've used in all of our past videos. All right. Have fun with this, everyone.